Hello and welcome to not Game for Each Other, One Watched. This is where we talk about things we've watched, not game for each other. We're not playing games. We will destroy you, and because the power level's over 9,000. Yeah.
Dave, no fucking
Hello and welcome to One Watched. Well, me and Sam talk about shit we've watched and you listen.
It's not always shit. Sometimes it's alright. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's historically poignant.
But the important thing is you listen.
Or doubt. Not many people do.
If you start watching, listen.
A few people listen. We get more than I thought we'd get for these sort of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. I like doing them.
Yeah.
You get to always watch things. You always talk about it. Might as well record some of it.
Yeah. And they've got accurate view counts because I don't watch them.
Well, that makes you a bit of a dick, doesn't it?
Yeah. But, you know,
Why would you say that?
I've been a part of it.
Why would you say that in recording? What a twat.
It's still accurate.
What a twat. Oh. Well, I actually, because I have to listen to them.
Yeah, you have to watch
but
them.
I actually don't mind. I quite enjoy them. I think the combos are pretty good.
I watched one of them.
You come off alright. You don't come off so great when you deny the Holocaust, but the rest of the time you come off alright. Right, let's start this one.
Yeah.
We've both watched things.
Yeah.
Do you want to start, or am I starting? I don't know what you've watched. You don't know what I've watched, actually.
I'll start with reference to possibly the previous one, or a previous one, if that ever goes up. Who knows? I watched something that you watched in the last one.
In a recent one,
because
we don't record one upload. We just record when we feel like talking, and then if I think it works,
it might be previous. It might be the next one.
It might not be up.
I don't know.
All right.
I watched I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
That will almost certainly. I think I'm. Am I editing? I'm editing that one now. Yeah. That one has the lovely forgery intro. Yeah. Right. Okay. You're smiling. This is a good sign because I don't think I could take you hating it. Go for it.
So it's great.
It's great, isn't it?
And
did you laugh despite yourself?
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna say a word. Fingers. I don't want to spoil what that is for anyone listening. Fingers.
Groundhouse kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get that's a roundhouse kick. Roundhouse.
Cool. Okay. So this might be like a back-to-back thing. So. Really quickly explain what I don't feel. I don't feel a part of this world.
I don't feel a part.
I don't feel at home in this world anymore. A part of this world.
I don't feel I belong in this world. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on Netflix. Great.
Yeah.
I think it's a Netflix original. Film-wise, anyway. I don't know.
Right, Netflix slaps original on a lot of things. Like The Expanse is a Netflix original, but it's not. Yeah. They I think it's just if they funded or
they gave some money to someone.
Yes. Yeah.
And got exclusive. Well, first exclusive rights or some shit.
A woman. She has sort of social issues anyway. She works as a nurse. Her job's hard. She's under pressure. House gets robbed.
Yeah, a woman that's basically giving up on the idea of people. Gets robbed, which makes her give up on the idea of people even more. Yeah. And then she decides to get her shit together. Yeah. Or her shit back. She gets angry and she goes off on hunting spree.
I can't quite remember the combo because this isn't one I've edited fully yet. But I mentioned the montages in this. How they have pace and then they completely slow down because she's delayed. And just holds the music and then back in. Did you notice that? Because really early on.
I like. There's one. The first one that you mentioned, in the previous one, which I really liked, where it's her stopping at the till. And the what I really like is the callback to that later on.
Later on, she pushes in front of someone else.
Straight.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many bits. Right, there's a policeman character. Yeah. I thought he was great, and he has a breakdown basically, which is really good. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna spoil one moment in the film because I want to talk about it because this was my standout favorite moment. I might have talked about it. I'm not sure. They go with the mace to the guy's house.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay, the guy hits himself with the mace, and then Elijah Wood bursts through the door, and he throws a shuriken blade into the wall, pulls out a smoke grenade, which does nothing, just a petty explosion. And then at the end, he's trying to get the shuriken out the wall. He takes forever pulling it, and he's just looking at him, but keeping his angry expression. And then finally pulls it out and just goes, "That's how hard I threw it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Go, from your perspective then, talk about I'm glad you liked it.
You have that, then you have all the batshit crazy stuff. The woman that comes into it later, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, her mother, not her mother, a mother.
Yes, tea. She makes tea and coffees and stuff. Yes.
That bit, love her.
Yeah, she's great. Oh, that was a great performance.
I love her shaking of her head later on. That's it. You'll know what that is. Yeah. But I just love that they do this whole thing, and she just shakes her head, and then it cuts away. It's great. No vigilante justice.
I
like that whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I should come and prescribe some medication. It's a great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these moments that if you watch it, you'll straight away get, and hopefully you'll love.
The only thing I warn you is the ending. I felt was a cop out.
Yeah.
There's an ending. There's a bit involving a snake in the end, and I was fine with that, even though that was weird. But the actual ending, like the last 3 shots, I feel cop out the rest of what the film should be. Does that make sense? Yeah. Well, I can't spoil.
It's almost like they just got to the end and just went, I don't have any more things she can do.
Yeah, so we're done.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap everything up. And it's like, I don't like... particularly, like, there's 2 characters, and I particularly don't like where they are when they end. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, keep going if you want. I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you liked it too.
Yeah. Without spoilers, that's about it. I'm sure we'll chat about it more after.
But you would second my recommendation. Yeah.
It's definitely worth watching. When you right at the beginning, it might not feel like the type of film that it is. After 15 minutes, you should be in. But the first 5-10 minutes, it feels like a different type of film.
Yes, because I've watched the first 20 minutes twice, remember, because I stopped after 20 minutes and watched this with my girlfriend. I would say the first 5 minutes are very good character building. You have to trust that they're building her up for a reason, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
There is a moment very early on about reading a book to a child, which is lovely. She's just in tears.
Yeah.
But it's basically Elijah Wood. Once Elijah Wood comes in, I feel like then the pacing becomes, okay, now the story goes.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. I'm glad you like that.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to talk about your thing? Have you got another thing or my thing?
I got loads of other things. Talk about your thing and then maybe we can relate. I don't know.
Mine is a TV series. It's only 6 episodes, so that usually should indicate that it's gone for short, high budget stuff. It's called Cleverman.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. You can watch it. I only started watching it because the description sounded batshit mental, and it is, sort of. Right. It's set in Australia, and it's like a joint Australia-New Zealand production with, I think, an American company. Possibly even it's a Netflix original, but it's not. And here's the process. A little bit in the future, and there are another race of humanoid-like people have emerged. They have an anniversary called Emergence Day. Yeah, Emergence Day. And they're known as Hairies. And the reason they're known as Hairies is because they are absolutely covered in body hair. Men and women, chest hair, armpit hair, facial hair, it's everywhere. They live a very long time, and they are stronger than normal humans. More immune to disease, etc. Yeah. So that's the Mac making a noise, if that came across.
Yeah, it probably opened itself and it's blowing up again.
And they if the Mac keeps doing that, I might have to take it off. These Hairies live in ghettos with other minorities, and they are not trusted. They are not permitted in, like...
Just open the lid. It's because it's not clicking, it's going between the two.
Sorry about that. That was the Mac making noises. The Hairies are like, they live in ghettos basically with other minorities, and it borrows very heavily from like do you know Australia has Aboriginal culture. Being British, you should, like, if you look at how Britain treated Aborigines, it's a dirty fucking business. Like and it's kind of like part of it's like the politics of like racism and look at this minority, da da da. But you have the bonus of like the Harrys have a very definite culture, very very rooted in like Aboriginal culture and stuff, so they feel very real and like their beliefs, and they have like slightly their own language and stuff. But that's only part of the story. It's got Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones in it. I've realised he can only play Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones. And he's like a big media guy. And then there's a politician, and then there's like a secret army, and then there's like prison facilities and shit. But there's another story going on. The Cleverman. Right. The Harrys, a Cleverman, can see the future. Did you watch The 100? I feel like you told me about The 100. Right. Some guy from The 100. I don't know him. Young lad. He's an Aborigine actor or Aborigine descent, so his skin is quite dark.
He's like one of the wild guys.
Don't know. Never tried the first episode. Didn't get past 10 minutes. Thought the 100 sucked. But people like it. Fine. He very early on. I'm just gonna like do a bit of the first episode because don't worry, it's not gonna spoil much. He grew up in the ghetto because his family are Aborigine culture, etc., etc., and he's hooked up with this couple, and they run a bar, and they make money by going into the ghetto, offering Harrys a safe haven house, getting the Harrys to the house, and then reporting them to the authorities and collecting the reward. Okay? Yeah. So he's kind of like, I'm turning my back on my past and da-da-da. And his uncle, like, leads the main ghetto where Harrys are, and he's like trying to be a peaceful man but unite all minorities, and like we can be stronger together, let's not fight, etc., etc. And there's like a volunteer nurse there, and food's delivered in, etc., etc. And he's like trying to politically give them representation and shit. Now the bar guy and the other guy, right, Jorah Mormont, I'll go this way. Jorah Mormont, the media mogul, has an old guy who's hairy who tells him the fucking future. Okay. And then the old guy's like, I'm fucking fed up with this, and basically summons a monster that kills him by eating his heart.
Nice.
And then the other guy, the guy who like steals people from the ghetto and reports them, basically it turns out he must have some hairy in him somewhere because he becomes the next Cleverman, but he doesn't really understand what's happening to him. So there's this whole like, you've got this whole grandiose like, look at racism and cultural understanding and can we all just get along, etc., etc., and the politics of fear and hate, mixed with this Cleverman story of like a guy who's thrust into a situation that he is not morally or physically or any way prepared for, and all the shit that pulls in about the Harrys and what they represent, etc. It has one of the worst fucking endings ever. There is going to be a season 2, which is very fucking important, but seriously, like, the first 5 episodes, I really enjoyed most of it. There's like, it has so many storylines and things happen in between, and so many characters, because I've not even gone into like the Harrys. You know, I told you he brings a hairy family to a house. Yeah, that hairy family, like, you then get all their off-branching stories. Like, so you then get one of them ends up in the prison center, and you find out about that. One of them goes back to hairy culture. One of them gets kidnapped by hairdressers at one bit, and shit happens there that I'm not going to go into. Like, all this fucking mental stuff happens. A lot of it didn't actually mean anything in the end, but the ending involves the CGI beast, which I thought was very badly done, and it's just like everything else up to that point had like these really interesting characters, and there was some subtlety to it and stuff, and then the ending is just like, what the fuck is this? It really feels like, oh shit.
Oh, monster.
Yeah. You know, okay, we're hopefully doing a series of 6 shorts, and originally we wanted to spread out this whole sort of filmmaking adventure, and then realised very quickly there's too much here, we need to scale it back to one day. I think that's what happened there, and they got to like the 6th script, and I'm like, oh shit, there's so much. Right, let's just scale back this, not explain that. Hopefully we'll get a season 2 because we can go into all this stuff, and we'll just have this ending because that's an ending. And it's like, it's not a fucking ending. That's not a fucking ending. That's shocking as an ending. And when you add that with bad CGI, it really annoyed me. But apart from that, I actually really recommend it. I thought it's really interesting, and there's so many like actors from different cultures, like different Aborigine cultures, etc., and different languages coming in, and it's a really interesting study of that aspect of Australian history and as well. It's interesting. Cleverman, I do recommend it.
Fair.
Just don't don't go in expecting to be fulfilled when you come out. Because like I said, the ending, it's one of those endings that drags down the experience a lot. But it's really good up until that. I really enjoyed the journey. It's the Marvel principle. The journey's going to be great. The ending's just going to not be fulfilling.
Fair play.
Yeah, Cleverman. Really hairy people.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got another one?
I've watched a shit ton of anime.
Okay, pick an anime.
Let's go for Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh. Okay.
Alright. So
Tokyo Ghoul Police or Tokyo Ghoul?
Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay. Because I think there's a film, Tokyo Ghoul Police.
Possibly.
A girl goes around just slaughtering people and there's a dick at one bit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, carry on though.
So series called Tokyo Ghoul.
Yep.
On Netflix.
Yep.
I think it's only one season, or there's only one season on Netflix. Basically, some kid gets turned half ghoul.
Ghoul?
Yeah.
Right, how are we defining ghoul?
So a ghoul is basically a vampire.
Right.
But with like weird, like some of them have wings, some of them have like tentacles that come out of them. They look normal and human the rest of the time, but like when they turn into a ghoul, it's just shit.
Awesome. Deal, isn't it? Tom was trying to like hand act to help explain the visually what he was doing. Obviously that won't come across. Yeah.
So yeah, like this guy who is human gets turned half ghoul.
Half ghoul.
Yeah. And it's basically him dealing with that whilst the police are trying to cut down on some ghoul faction that's going mental and all the shit that he gets into because he's half ghoul. And like some ghouls eat people.
Right.
So at one bit, like some guy that is extremely eccentric and is a bit weird decides he wants to eat him.
Right.
And have him fed to other ghouls because half ghoul, get delicacy. Still got human flesh, but he's a ghoul.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's try this shit. I want to know what this tastes like. Then there's like a guy that like there's lots of people that are after him. I think because of the ghoul that is part of him. I don't think it's because it's him.
Oh, so it's like it's not he becomes half ghoul. He's like possessed by half a ghoul.
I'll semi-spoil it because it's only the first episode.
Yeah, I think first episode in the series is fair game.
Basically what happens is he like fancies this girl.
Right.
And then like he's too shy to talk to her and stuff.
Is he a high schooler?
Yeah. It's like the typical Japanese high schooler kid. His mate's quite confident, he's not. He's
anime tropes coming through.
Classic sort of thing. She comes into this like coffee shop that he's at.
And he's working or drinking there?
He's drinking there.
Okay.
He looks at her and he looks at her slightly too long because she's reading the same book as him as she notices, and then he ends up managing to get a date with her. Goes on a date and everything, tells her he really likes her. She's just like, I really like you too, I've been watching you too and all this stuff. Aww. And he's like a bit, she's like, oh, this is amazing. She then attempts to kill him.
No!
Bites him in the neck, starts trying to rip his body apart, he runs away, she chases. They both get crushed by a shit ton of like girders or some shit from a building that just happened to fall. It's not really explained. Then shit happens, and they save his life by giving him half of her organs because she's completely dead.
So hence why he's half ghoul.
Yeah, so he's now got half ghoul organs.
So is does she speak to him, kind of thing? Like in his mind, does he hear her voice or anything?
No.
Right.
I think there might be like one bit where they sort of do that.
Right.
Not really.
Cool.
It's mostly just him. I think like when he's first starting, like and seeing the ghoul, it's almost like she's telling him what to do, but it's not really. So like he smells like her, so people are after him that. And it never really gets explained why she was so fucking important, but I guess she was because lots of ghouls want to kill her, from a different faction. And it's important that they kill her because they're all after her, but she's disappeared because she's dead.
Okay.
It's
right. Here's my thing. Right, I'm a little bit of a purist when it comes to anime. I'm not really purist as in what it's about or any of that shit, but I don't watch dubs.
Yeah.
You watch dubs. Yeah. I know you watch dubs, and I don't judge people who watch dubs. I just don't do dubs myself, and I've experienced dubbed anime. I choose to watch subtitles, which is why I don't. When I get an anime series, it's right. I'm binge watching it, paying attention. Yeah. 3-4 days, I'm done. Yeah. And if it's gone on too long, fuck it. And I'm not watching fillers, so fuck Naruto and Bleach and all that bullshit. How is the dub?
The dub felt decent.
Okay.
Obviously, I haven't watched the sub as well.
You should never compare. Commit to one. Never watch. I found this out with Full Metal Alchemist. Never watch the subtitled version of something and then the dubbed version of something, because it changes the voices. My general rule
is that if the dub's good, I prefer watching the dub just because it's in English. I follow it along easier and that sort of thing. If I start watching something and like it's happened a few times, the dub feels wrong as it's doing it. There was one you told me to watch that I started watching that the dub feels wrong. I can't remember what it is, but like they have. It's like a sci-fi. They have guns that are like coded to them. Psychopaths. Yeah. That, watching the dub, you start watching the dub, I don't know if you've seen the dub at all. No. Feels wrong. Right. Like, no, the people their voices do not match like what people are doing. Yeah. So that one, I mostly watched sub. I don't think I finished it. Yeah. It's like, I will start with the dub. If it feels wrong, I'm watching the sub version. So yeah, it felt fine. Like it felt like it made sense as dub.
I'd say the only series I've watched like dubbed and really enjoyed it, and it's because I didn't really understand other choices. Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. But for me, like their voices, like there's a bit where Vegeta's voice changed into like GT, and it's like, nah, it's wrong voice now. That like it's got, and I like the
when I tried to listen to the sub.
Right, Goku is completely fucking different.
It's so wrong.
Okay, so if you like, Dragon Ball Z. Right, I'm not going into a big Dragon Ball Z discussion on this one. We'll go on forever. But like, the English dub is like he's a man. He's a man. And then you watch like the subtitle, and he's very feminine. Yeah. In the way he speaks, and you're like, no, dude, like. No, fuck this. I'm going back to the dub. Goku's supposed to be cool.
Yeah, I tried to watch it because there's episodes that you can't get.
There's some. Yeah.
I was like, I want to watch those. I can't watch them.
No,
I can't watch them. I'm never going to get to watch those episodes because I can't do it.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is one of those like there's some you could probably come back to, and you could be like, right, I'm going to watch the subtitle, the dub this time because it's been long enough. I don't really remember, but like. Dragon Ball Z is one of those. I put Full Metal Alchemist in this as well. I've watched too much to ever be able... Like, the characters are synonymous with how they sound. I can't move on from that. I'm the opposite with martial arts films, though. I love dubbed. I love badly dubbed martial arts films. I don't like subtitled, properly communicated things.
Most martial art films, I prefer dubbed. Ones that are meant to be more serious and are actually just really good films with martial arts in. Yeah. I will watch the subtitles, but if it's action Jackie Chan style,
Jackie Chan doing a Street Fighter, you want the dub,
especially because Jackie Chan does his own voice. He dubs himself.
I know.
And watching Jackie Chan dub himself is fucking amazing.
What do you ever watch Jackie Chan Adventures?
Is that the
animated thing? And he had like his daughter or niece or something. Yeah, that was really. He voiced himself there as well, and he appeared in the front. Oh, I love Jackie Chan. Yeah. So, right, yeah. So, we'll leave it at that. I'm sure more anime can come into future ones if you want. So that's, let me reflect. So, I don't feel a part of this world anymore, or whatever variant that title is.
That film is
you re-endorse my recommendation, recommend it yourself. Great little film. Yeah. Cool. Cleverman, cool series. I recommend it. Short, 6 episodes. They're like an hour each. Yeah. It's interesting.
Worth watching. Don't expect too much from the ending.
Yeah, and Tokyo Ghoul.
It's worth watching for what it is. Yeah. It's one season. I can't remember. I don't think the ending was that great. Like, I don't remember the ending.
It's anime.
I think it's one of those, this is this part of this person's life. Like, it's not... Right. It doesn't come to a finish. This is this section from this person's life.
I'll cut you off here. There's an anime, and I started watching it, and I can't remember what it's called. I've not been able to find it. If you come across it, let me know, or dear listener, if you know what I'm talking about when I say this plot. Okay, a guy dies, and when he dies, he's basically told he's going to this like realm, and he can take one thing with him. And this like fairy girl comes and says like, yeah, you're going to this realm, but you can take one thing, whatever you want with you. And he goes, okay, I'm taking you. And she's like, what? No, that's not how it... And then they appear in like a death realm, and this fairy's really fucking pissed off because he's brought her with him. I can't remember what it was fucking called. It was very funny. Like, it was an anime. I think it was last year it came out. I only watched like that bit and then was like... Watched the first episode and was like, that's really good. I really like that. And then I can't find it. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, if you come across that, or dear listener, if you know what I'm talking about, please let me know so I can carry on watching it.
Cool.
Right, done.
Yeah.
Do you want to... Is Tokyo Ghoul Police, I assume being an anime, has a cool music?
Yeah.
You want to do it?
No.
You don't want to do it?
I don't remember it properly.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not great.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. You don't want to wham some guitar off.
No, I can't remember it.
You sure?
Yeah. It's not a guitar thing. I mean, it's like a songy thing.
Okay.
It's not like Knights of Sidonia.
Okay. Knights of Sidonia. That was awesome.
The thing that I love about that is the fact that it's like, we will serve the world. Knights of Sidonia.
Oh, okay.
We'll live for happiness and peace.
Right. Have you watched Knights of Sidonia?
Yeah.
Right. Next episode. Next one watched. If it makes it out. Probably might not even be the next episode. But there will be a future one watch where we talk about Knights of Sidonia. If you watch both seasons.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Because it's small and it's fucking epic. I really like Knights of Sidonia. Oh, I'm hype. Let's end this. I'm too hype.
Right.
Goodbye.
Bye.